Union News, the 3rd of March, 2024. Welcome to Union News, your guide to what's happening in the trade union and labour movement in the UK. Reporting is by Pat Harrington and music is by Tim Bragg.
Union coalition fights back against draconian anti-worker law. A new battlefront has emerged in the fight to protect trade union rights against the Tory government's assault. Led by Strike Map and the Campaign for Trade Union Freedom, CTUF, a coalition of campaign groups and unions has launched a nationwide campaign. Their mission, urging British councils to defy the oppressive Strikes, Minimum Service Levels, Act, which took effect this year. The Strikes, Minimum Service Levels, Act grants employers unprecedented powers to weaken strike actions. By issuing work notices, employers can compel union members to break strikes or risk dismissal. Unions refusing compliance face asset sequestration, threatening their financial stability. Mick Whelan, General Secretary of the Train Drivers Union ASLEF, condemns it as blatant union busting, undermining workers' fundamental right to strike. The legislation identifies 6 sectors affected by minimum service levels: MSL healthcare, fire services, education, transport, nuclear decommissioning, and border security. The government claims it aims to minimize disruption in these essential services. However, the broad scope reveals a deeper motive: sabotaging workers' right to industrial action. Local councils employ thousands across these sectors. If MSL is implemented, it will hinder teachers, education support staff, municipal transport workers, especially tramway operators, and fire and rescue services from advocating for better pay and conditions. Unions demand that council leaders unequivocally reject work notices. While Scotland and Wales have rejected MSL, the campaign now targets English councils. Union members are mobilising to flood local leaders with demands for worker rights protection. The battle is on, and the unions stand firm in defence of workers' dignity and autonomy.
George Galloway triumphs in Rochdale by-election, a defiant stand for Gaza. In a stunning victory, George Galloway secured the Rochdale by-election, claiming 40% of the vote and a commanding majority of nearly 6,000 over independent businessman David Tully. But this win is more than a political shift, it's a resounding message from Rochdale's Muslim community, expressing their outrage over Labour's support for Israel's actions in Gaza. Galloway's rallying cry to Sir Keir Starmer echoes across the political landscape: "This is for Gaza." The catastrophe unfolding in occupied Palestine's Gaza Strip has galvanized voters. The Strikes, Minimum Service Levels, Act, which grants employers powers to undermine strikes, has struck a chord. Galloway's victory signals a seismic shift in parliamentary constituencies. Labour, once the bedrock for loyal voters across generations, now faces a crisis of confidence. Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak, two sides of the same coin, felt the sting of defeat. Remarkably, neither major party secured the top 2 spots, an almost unprecedented outcome. Labour's Azhar Ali, despite remaining on the ballot paper, suffered a spectacular fall. His 8% share of the vote represents a staggering 44% drop from Labour's 2019 performance. Even accounting for circumstances, this decline underscores the party's struggle to retain its base. Galloway's victory isn't just about a single seat, it's a spark that could ignite a movement. As the tectonic plates shift, the battle for workers' rights, justice, and accountability gains momentum. Rochdale's message reverberates: politicians must heed the call or face the consequences.
London Overground workers secure pay victory, RMT's triumph. In a resounding win, London Overground workers have accepted an improved pay offer from Arriva Rail London, prompting RMT General Secretary Mick Lynch to hail their tremendous resolve. The power of strong organisation and the looming threat of strike action once again proved effective. The victory includes a 6.5% increase in pay and allowances for all, or a minimum payment of £2,000 for those earning under £30,000 in 2023. Additionally, there's an uplift based on February RPI 2024 or a minimum lump sum of £1,750 for salaries below £32,000 in 2024. Negotiations for a similar uplift in 2025 are set for next February. This win isn't just about money, it's a testament to workers' collective strength. Overwhelming support in an e-referendum led to the cancellation of planned strikes next Monday and Tuesday. The message is clear: organised action can yield results. Transport for London expressed relief as industrial action scheduled for March the 4th and 5th has been suspended by the RMT. The battle may be on pause, but the fight for fair wages and workers' rights continues.
And finally, 8 years after Didcot boiler house collapse, families demand justice. Didcot, United Kingdom. On the sombre anniversary of the Didcot boiler house collapse, Families Against Corporate Killers, FACK, raises urgent concerns about the prolonged investigation into the tragic incident that claimed the lives of four experienced demolition workers. Mick Collins, Chris Huxtable, Ken Cresswell, and John Shaw lost their lives on February 23, 2016, while preparing the boiler house for demolition at Didcot Power Station. 8 years have passed since that fateful day, yet justice remains elusive. Despite extensive investigations by the Police, Health and Safety Executive, HSE, and Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, no conclusive findings have emerged. Hilda Palmer, FACK's facilitator, expresses deep dismay that no decision on charges has been reached. The families fear they may face the same uncertainty on the 10th anniversary. Delayed justice not only compounds their grief but also leaves current demolition workers vulnerable to similar risks. Mick Collins' body was recovered immediately, but Chris, Ken, and John remained buried under tons of rubble for over 6 months. The precarious state of the remaining structure necessitated careful demolition before recovery efforts could begin. The violence of their deaths and the prolonged anguish inflicted upon their loved ones, partners, husbands, fathers, has left scars that time cannot heal. FACK stands by the families of Chris Huxtable, Ken Cresswell, and John Shaw. Their unwavering commitment to uncovering the truth, understanding what went wrong, and honoring the lives lost is commendable. As the investigation continues, the world watches, hoping that justice will prevail and prevent such tragedies in the future.